back. I don't know why I just did all that. And even though it's NFL Sunday fun day, we have so much to cover. Jesus, I just thought about all the topics. I have like 14 different things, but it's okay. It's okay. We're gonna fly through it. I'm not gonna get sidetracked too much. I'm repping my army. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Black Knights, we're doing it. We're zipping and doing it, okay? Even though it's NFL Sunday, I am repping college today. I gotta rep my set. I gotta rep my set. Okay, I couldn't find my other shirts anyway, so I just gotta get my closet together. But we have plenty of things to talk about. There has been an up with players spitting on each other. Aaron Rodgers came out and looked pretty darn good for a 41-year-old. Russell Wilson, on the other hand, did not. You have the Detroit Lions, who are supposed to have an explosive season. They just got mollywopped by the Green Bay Packers. And we have so many other things to talk about. So you know what I got to do? I got to run my intro video. Welcome back to the Daily Dose with Des. This is Sunday Fun Day, and I wasn't even looking at the camera. I was looking at myself. It doesn't get any better than this. Sunday freaking Fun Day, and we are here because NFL is so back. Admit it. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it loud. Got you feeling so proud. This is how we do it now. Daily Dose with Des. Got you coming back for more. I definitely realized I did not change my title. Something told me like I didn't do my titles right. And then I looked. This is why I have to have a thing open. Let's see if it'll let me do it. Definitely got to update the titles. Okay, we'll just do that. We'll just do Sunday Fun Day. NFL is back. Okay, so it should be updated. Oh, all right. At some point, we're gonna. My goal is to one day just have like people waiting in the room with me. Okay, I think I changed the title. Let me know if I changed the title, because I can't. I did. This is what happens when you watch yourself on the side screen. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna jump into it. So let me just give you my play of the day, my play of the year. I am now a super fan. I'm gonna make it big, and we're gonna watch it together, because this is what I mean when I say Sunday freaking Fun Day. Okay, let's get into it. I'm gonna make it big for y'all just for now. Ooh. Come on, man. Welcome to the Pittsburgh Steelers, Jalen Ramsey. I'm not a fan. I am a fan, and I gotta find a jersey because we're gonna do something good with this. And just so we know, NFL did not own the copyrights to this video. This video was screen recorded or whatever. I don't own it, so don't. Hopefully, it doesn't get flagged. Let me just take it off so it does not get flagged, because we ain't got time. Okay, we don't have time. But play of the day so far, because we still have another game to go, which I'm gonna be hopping off. I gotta speed through this because the other game's gonna be coming on pretty shortly. But play of the day, play of the year for me, because I'm like, yes, this is what, when we say Pittsburgh defense, this is what it is meant. A clean cut hit, good tackling, which seems to be a thing nowadays, and people aren't tackling. Like, what are we doing? How we get at the feet, we get at the ankles, they're not going down. Like, come on, especially when you got big backs. When you got big, literally. When you have big backs, you literally just cannot try to get them at their feet or their ankles. It's not going to work. Obviously, don't chop block them, but come on, we got to do better than that. I do want to say that I told y'all, this is my third time having to say that I told y'all that Daniel Jones looked good over there for the Indianapolis Colts. I just want to say on record, This is my third time saying it, that he looks good in that system. And for all of you that were in my comments trying to tell me I didn't know what I was talking about, trying to tell me I don't know football, and coming at my neck because I'm a girl, y'all can all go to ATWL hockey sticks. Okay? Because so far, so good. I was correct. I said that Anthony Richardson was going to have a problem with that job. And what happened? He got soup, dooted, and booted to the bench. He got hired to the bench. And then I said, Daniel Jones looks good in that system. You know, he's tall, he's airing it out, he fits really, really well. And what did he do today? Put up a 30 burger? Beat the Miami Dolphins? 33-8. Oh. It's kind of silent now. It's kind of silent because I was right. Now, if he starts by week 7, he starts to go downhill, then that's cool. But at the end of the day, I still was right. Like I know the game. I know the game, y'all. Some point y'all gonna trust me. Just like I was one of the first people to talk about the 66-year-old LSU band guy, and now everybody is blasting him all over the internet. But I had already reported on this maybe 4 or 5 shows ago. I be in the knowing. I pay attention. I study. This is not something that I just do for a hobby. Okay, because anytime I get to talk my I'm gonna talk my because y'all be playing with me and y'all be in my comments playing with me. Now, for other NFL games, the Arizona Cardinals looked pretty good. Kyler Murray connected with Marvin Harrison Jr. Looks good. They did beat the Saints. The Saints did have a call that was overturned. It was like, is it what? A little controversial. But at the end of the day, they just didn't seal it away. The Cardinals did seal it away and finish it. The Detroit Lions looked really, really, really helpless against the Packers. And Jordan Love, the reason why the Packers look so good, yes, they have a great defense, but Jordan Love came out piping hot. He set the tone from the very beginning, and he really just led the team consistently down the field and doing the great things. So he looks great. The Packers are going to look great, but they looked great last year too. So I think they're just going to keep getting even better. Right? The Rams looked good. The Rams, the Texans, I'm not really sure what's happening over there. I watched the game and then I seen the piece of the game, and they just literally got outplayed. They got outplayed and outcoached. Not scoring a touchdown in an NFL game is it's mind-boggling to me. Like I don't know how that even happens. Like, or how it doesn't happen. Like, I don't know. The Texans do have some things to work on across the board. That's just my observation, looking at it from, just looking at it. The Carolina Panthers look kind of bad. They look bad. So, I mean, I don't know. Hubbard look good. I just feel like they are not flowing as well as they could be. Same thing with the Jags, but the Jags definitely fix whatever they needed to fix defensively, because I was, like I said before, we're trying to figure out what do they do exactly for the defense, and I didn't really see a lot from Travis Hunter today, and that's okay. It's his first game, but they did have him and they did start him at both sides of the ball. I just am wondering how that's going to hold up for longevity, because that's a lot. Going back to, not back, I didn't even talk about the Bengals and the Browns. To me, they look just as good as each other. Yeah, I mean, I think the game went, hold on, I'm looking at it right now. I think it was 17-16 final score. The Browns defense has been lights out, as you guys already know that. Their defense is really, really good. I don't know, the last play with Jerry Jeudy, I don't know what was up with that, but okay. Yeah. Whatever. Oh my gosh, there were so many games today. Pittsburgh and the Jets. And it's so crazy because both just like switched quarterbacks and things, and it worked. It worked because Justin Fields looked great. He looks phenomenal, like throwing dimes, like using his arm, using his legs, getting the job done. He looks great in that system. And like I said before, sometimes it's just the system, it just doesn't work out. Sometimes you just need to go somewhere else to figure out where you will fit best. I think that the playbook over there is one that is meant for him. And I think that he looks great. And if he holds it up with Wilson and all them for the rest of the season, they're gonna be a nice little problem. I think they have a good team on their hands. So I am, looking forward to seeing them. I'm so glad that Pittsburgh won. Pittsburgh has a record of being currently 1-3 against them, so now they're 2-3. So woo to woo. Aaron Rodgers looked phenomenal. For everyone to say that he's old and he's 41, could he be a little faster? Yes. The mobility thing, he's going to be rusty. He didn't play at all for preseason. When is the last time he touched the field minus today? The very last Jets game, and I think he was benched in that game at some point. So, for him to come out and to do what he did today, he looks great. He looks like he was elite, still an elite player, and as if he can still play. And that's what he's saying. He's like, I'm so happy that I could show the Jets organization that I can still play football. So, there's some saltiness over there. He's just glad that he beat them. He's glad that he gets to walk away with the brag. He's glad he gets to walk away with the I told you so moment. That's literally what it is, because they had their issues and their problems before, and he looks pretty good with Arthur Smith's offense. And he even said, like, people were saying we're not going to mesh well, but we have a great relationship. He called it a great game. Could that have been politically correct? Yes, but I also find that Aaron Rodgers doesn't really hold his tongue for much of anything. So I believe him. I believe that he likes the Pittsburgh organization. I believe that he likes Arthur Smith and his offense and whatever he got going on. I believe that he wants to be there. He wants to play better, because we got to see that. I haven't seen that spark in Aaron Rodgers in a very, very long time. Very, very long time. He threw for 4 touchdowns today. So I don't know if it was just like he hated New York really, or he just feels more at home in Pittsburgh. I'm not really sure what it is, but I like it. I like what I saw defensively. They go back to the drawing board. I listen. And Broderick Jones, yeah, he might need to be benched, because it was just too much. It was just too much misses, too much of all the things. But the glamour here, the saviors, the 3 saviors for the Pittsburgh Steelers today against the fiery Jets. They came out and they looked like they wanted to win. They were competitive, okay? Competitive. But the saviors was Aaron Rodgers, because he had a great, excellent game. Jalen Ramsey, I showed y'all the video, what he did. He ended the game, called it, sealed the freaking deal, And Chris Boswell, best kicker in the league, in my opinion. I said what I said. Pay him the money. I think almost every episode I'm saying pay him. Pay him the money. He deserves it. Career long 60-yard field goal to put Pittsburgh on top, and then Jalen came in and handled business and sealed the freaking deal. Yeah. Coming up, the Buffalo Bills and the Baltimore Ravens is always a good game when they play. So I know I got to talk a little faster to get off here. I got a lot of content to cover, because I have not done a show since Thursday. So we got a lot of topics in here, but I had to do an NFL recap because it is NFL Sunday. Like Sunday, freaking fun day. The Vikings and the Bears play tomorrow. So, on Mondays, I get on here late. We'll get on here after the game. Hopefully there's no weather delays. It's been weather delays. I feel like college had weather delays. Jacksonville had weather delay earlier. It was just like, oh, come on, man. If somebody gets struck by lightning, then, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Okay, did I miss anything? I don't think I missed any of the games. I don't think I did. So we're going to move on. Boom. Ooh, I feel like I'm just talking. This is old news, but it's also kind of, actually there's another player that needs to be up here as well. I'm going to kind of put these 2 young men up here together, because I'm trying to understand what is actually happening in the world of football. Okay. So I'm pretty darn sure that everybody knows Jalen Carter, one of the star defensive players for the Philadelphia Eagles. And this young man here is I don't know, is he a senior? Oh crap. I forgot. But anyway, he is a Florida Gator. It's a player. Okay? His name is Brendan Betts. And these two are up here because they have a problem with keeping their saliva in their mouth. They decided, you know what, you piss me off enough, you're going to get a hot door. You're gonna get a hot door, okay? Because you piss me off so much, right? You piss me off to the point where I feel like I gotta violate you in the most vile way. Now I feel like this is now two different videos, three. This is the third video where I've talked about somebody spitting on somebody and how it just drives me nuts. Spitting on somebody is literally one of the most disrespectful things that you could do to somebody, and these players are just doing it like it's nothing, like it's just another thing that you do. It's like, oh, I just tackle people, so yeah, I also just spit on people as well, right? No, absolutely not. I mean, like, as I said before, somebody would have spit on me, we would have been, we would have been rustling, tussling, and fussling. That's what we would have been doing, because there's no way in the world that I am going to allow you to just spit on me. Like, oh no. Oh no. That cannot. You cannot do that. Everybody by now have seen the situation with Jalen Carter. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Absolutely wrong. We're still waiting for his punishment to come down. I wasn't going to bring it up until the NFL came out and said if they're going to have a punishment for him or not. But he was ejected for the game because he spit on Dak Prescott. Now, what they were trying to say was, oh, well, Dak spit first. Okay. Wrong. Absolutely wrong. And he, no matter what way we try to pick it up, rumble it, and fumble it, wrong. And because Dak is a quarterback, I feel like that's why the reaction was not what it probably would have been had he would have spit on an offensive lineman or another defensive player or something like that. Like, right? But the situation was the Dallas Cowboys were in their huddle. Okay? Jalen Carter had no business over there near the huddle. They're in the huddle. Okay? And apparently Dak, and that's not apparently, there's a video. Dak is in the huddle talking. He spits on the ground, and then Jalen Carter told him, like, you spit at me? And Dak laughed and was like, why would I be spitting at you, bro? Like, why would I be spitting at you? You think I'm worried about you? I'm trying to figure out how I'm about to get points on the board. I'm trying to figure out how to beat y'all. You think I got time to be spitting at you? What, you could really have me on the ground? You think I'm spitting at you? That's how I see it. Like, even though he laughed, I was like, why would I be spitting at you? But low key, he probably wanted to be like, Negro, please, why would I be spitting at you? Come on, man. And he walked up into the huddle and spit on him. So there's no right, wrong, maybe. No, he was wrong. Dead ass wrong. Period. Right? And this young man down here, Mr. Betts, decides they were playing USF and they were losing, but really his actions gave them yardage, the 15 yards, and it led to them really winning the game at the end of the day because they did a field goal at the very end. But he was wrestling and tussling with somebody over there, the USF player. I don't know who that is, but he decided, you disrespected me, and he spit on him. Just spit on him, like, and right in front of the ref. Like, what is you doing? What is you doing? You already losing, so I understand that you're frustrated, that you're mad, but you cannot be that mad to be doing that. That is disgusting. That is nasty. And I seen both of them the way they came out. Whoa, just gross. Okay? Let me just... Gross. Nasty. Stop spitting on people. Stop spitting on people. Mr. Betts has not received a punishment as of yet either, but I'm pretty sure something's going to come from it. We don't know what it is. Obviously, college rules compared to NFL rules are different. They're thinking that Jalen Carter may get suspended for one game, and really, if he does, and he happens to be suspended for the next game that they have, it's going to be a big one, and really, he would really have done his team a disservice. So, yeah, we had to bring that up. And speaking of Dak, Mr. Dakota and the Dallas Cowboys, they obviously opened up the season against the Eagles, and I have to bring it up because in my previous videos, I was ragging on him, and I said they were gonna get jacked up, beat up, all that stuff. They did lose. Granted, you could kind of obviously you can kind of blame whoever you want to blame. CeeDee Lamb did have 4 drops in the game, one or two of which could have been game changing, and then you had the fumble by Miles Sanders, also game changer, just changed the trajectory and all the things of the game. So yeah, they kind of beat themselves, and then they were getting like just senseless penalties, beating themselves really. But outside of that, really, really good game, especially from Dak. I don't know if it's because it was his mom's birthday and he really was just in a different form. Or I don't know if he just missed playing football and he really wanted to go out there to prove himself. Again, this is also a really, really competitive game regardless between the two, because rivalry game, trying, conference game, division, not conference, division and all that stuff. So really Dak needed to show up, because had he not shown up, boy oh boy, that would have been the talk of the town. So he looked really, really good to me. I feel like they're gonna have issues both sides kind of defensively, but granted the Eagles were down I think 2 of their really good defensive players, and Dallas just has to figure out how to keep their defensive players in line to be able to stop the run. They did apply great pressure. They just forgot that Jalen Hurts has legs that he likes to use to run. And Jalen Hurts had 2 touchdowns, so really did his job and really found a way for the Eagles to capitalize off of every moment that was possible, that was available to them. And on the flip side, Dak did the same thing. He, like I said, he threw some great, great passes that were just dropped. And at that point, it's really like out of his hands. Once the ball's out of his hands, he is trusting his wide receiver one to catch the ball and to do what you need to do with that. So I am looking forward to seeing what Dallas brings coming into the next week. I think they look great. I think they look pretty great. And I can't believe I'm saying that, because I was the one who was in disbelief. But they look great. He did a great job. So let's hope I'm not eating my words come next week. Come next Sunday Fun Day when we're talking about this, okay? Yeah. Okay, we're going to move on. Do I have any more NFL news up here? No. Okay. But I do have, we have some college football, some more of college football. Bill Belly in the building. Bill Belly has spoken. He did get his very first collegiate win. It should have been win number 2, but they got toe up from the flow up by TCU. So this is win number 1. They beat Charlotte. And afterwards, the reason why he's up here for this week, because it wasn't a, nothing glamorous or anything. Oh, the game has started. I'm trying to be distracted. But he basically was like, the rumor was that the Patriots scouts were banned from facilities, banned from coming to see the players at UNC play. And, the Patriots, have Drake May. And I thought it was like fake news or some type of like rumor mill. But he sits down in press conference and he says, well, I'm not allowed to go there. So why would they be allowed to come here? Bill. Let it go, Bill. Let it go. You got relieved of your duties. You got relieved of your duties. Then you have no reason to be back over there. You have no reason. Robert Kraft did say that when you are done with coaching, fully retired from coaching, you'll have a statue right next to Tom Brady's. He will do you that. But you have no reason to be in their facilities, on their campuses, and whatever else they got going on. Why would you be there? Especially if you moved on and now you coaching at UNC. What is you doing? And you have players who the Patriots may be interested in, and they can't get scouted at all. So basically, you saying if they want to get scouted, if the Patriot scouts want to see them, they're going to have to go to one of your away games to look at the players. Is that what you're saying? I feel like this is kind of childish and petty. I feel like there's still some hurt there. He has to let it go. He has to let it go. Dude, you're a collegiate coach now. These guys need every resource, every type of everything, all eyes on them because they're trying to get to the next level. What are we doing? I think that's just so petty. And now it makes sense of why he is dating such a young girl. They think the same. They think the same. I hope she ain't put you up to this. They think the same. Bill, get over it. Get over it. Okay? Because at this point, you're not hurting anybody but your players on your team. And like, come on. Come on. At some point, you can take the higher road. Right now, you look salty and butthurt. And I don't think that's the image that you want to have and portray. So that's just my 2 cents on the bunch. Okay? Moving on, though, to the other Billy. Billy Napier. Yeah. That's grass. He's in the hot seat, babe. He's in the hottest of the hot seats. Right over there with DeBoer. Mm-hmm. And he is. I don't know why DeBoer thinks that he is he probably don't think, but I'm sure that them two are sitting up at the hottest seats for college football right now. Because this coach here, over here, this coach here sucks. And I don't like to say that because obviously I'm not a coach and I know it's way harder than it looks, but he's a problem. I think they say his record was 20 and 22 as a coach or 20 and 21 as a coach. Not looking good. Florida has been known to have a good program. And now they have a dumpster dive program. They just got beat by USF. What? 18-16. What? And then you got your players spitting on people. What? What that lady say? You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job. Hit this dance. Hey, you about to lose your job. Yeah. And they got a goblet of a schedule coming forth. Their conference play is heavy. So, I'm not sure what universe, what Lord, what God, whatever he believes in, but he needs to go and pray to them ASAP Rocky style because he is about to be on the streets. He about to be on the streets for sure. Okay? He about to lose that job, baby. Hot seat. Hottest seat in college football right now. Yeah. Oh, well, since it's already up here. I didn't mean to bring this up because I was trying to finish out my college football stories. But anyway, an older story. Baby, what is you doing? What is you doing? Mike Tyson and Floyd Money Mayweather have decided that they want to have an exhibition fight. As if Tank and Jake Paul weren't enough, we now get Mike Tyson again against an even better boxer, the best boxer currently, not of all time, just currently. I'm gonna say one of the best boxers. How about that? He wants to fight one of the best boxers right now. I don't care if it's exhibition. I don't care if what is we doing? why are we doing this? Why are we doing that? It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me. Now, obviously, it's about the money. Just like I said in the other boxing matchup we're going to see, it's about the money. The money is going to be there. The money is going to reside because at the end of the day, people love Floyd. People love Mike Tyson. I don't know how well it'll do this time around because I think people are tired of seeing Mike Tyson do these type of fights, and it's like, dude, come on, like what I think about is his legacy, right? Because there's a lot of younger people coming up that will only know Mike Tyson from the Jake Paul fight and losing, and then now this. And everybody knows that he's old. Everybody knows that he is, probably shouldn't be in the ring at this point in time. But it's like, maybe it won't take away from his legacy and things like that. Maybe it won't, but it's just the question of why was this even a thing, why is this even a thing? And then for Floyd to, it didn't say which party brought it up, but to agree to it is like, come, I feel like the sport in terms of boxing, I feel like the sport of boxing has kind of gotten away from the fundamentals and like the staple of what boxing actually is. Like it's turning into some glamorized like game. It's like a joke, if that makes sense. Because I see more MMA fighting than I see boxing. So I don't really know when the last time there was a really good like serious boxing match on where it was the fight night and everybody was excited because people fight night is something like that is pristine. Do you hear me? It's fight night. People are dressing up, going out because most more obviously it's probably gonna be on Netflix. But from what I used to remember, like when I used to see my grandmother and all them go out and do it, they used to get dressed up and they used to go to a place that bought the pay-per-view fight and it like literally was fight night. It was the food, the drinks, and the entertainment and all of that. And it was just such an art of watching these boxers, the best boxers go against each other to get these titles and all of the things. And now it just seems like a mockery. It just seems like it's a joke. Like it's just, oh, we're just doing it just to get the money and get the funds and like that's it. But like boxing is way more serious than what we've been seeing in the last two fights. Is way more serious than that. And like now it's like, okay, well, I'll go watch MMA better than that. And I feel like there's an MMA fight on almost every day. My ESPN be blowing up about MMA. They're doing a good job over there, keeping it in the limelight, keeping it in the mainstream, keeping it on your screens, and really showing this art because they be getting toe up from the flow up really, really bad. It's like, oh, it's very cringy to watch to me. Like I'd be like, oh, geez, okay, but it does what it's supposed to do. And I feel like boxing has become like WWE. It's like fake and scripted, and it's like at some point we're not gonna take this as serious, but people still love WWE and all that, so they have fan bases and everything. But I just think that this is just such it's just a piss poor look in my opinion. But you know, hey, anything for some cash, right? So there's that. Back to my football content. This is Ethan Pritchard from Florida State University. He is in, well, he was in critical, now he's in stable condition. He was pewed. Can I say that word on here? I don't even know if I can say the word, but he was pewed in the back of the head. And his father came out and was talking about it and came out and just said that, yes, he is, at one point he was in critical condition and now he is stable. And this is really, really kind of scary because one, as somebody that is, obviously I'm not a parent, but looking at it from the parent's perspective, you are not expecting a phone call saying your son has been pewed and he's in critical condition and he's supposed to be at college playing football. Right? And it's like, OMG. G. Okay. All right, let's go. Let's see here. I want to make sure. Um, and I think also Florida State has done an amazing job with this, with giving, honoring the dad. They have given $10,000 to his GoFundMe, and they have really stepped in and stepped up. And this is what you love to see, especially when it's one of your players. Like they're showing that they care. They're showing how much he means to their team and their program, and really all the things that they should be doing and could be doing for a football program. Okay. But I wanted to make sure that I got this actual story right. So it says Florida State University linebacker Ethan Pritchard was recently the victim of a shooting in, I already said the word, in Tallahassee, Florida. Some of the latest details weren't exactly confirmed, um, but it says here some of the latest details confirm he wasn't in the heat of an argument or even on foot at the time. Instead, the FSU football player was driving his aunt from a family gathering when gunfire struck him in the back of the head. Okay, so like I said, the father came out, Earl, his name is Earl Pritchard, came out and said that, this is a baffling and just like tragic injury. And he said he was actually in the car taking my sister around the corner to her daughter's house to drop her off. They turned the corner, and as soon as they turned the corner, they heard gunshots. Ethan was reportedly driving away from a family gathering when it impacted the vehicle from behind. At least one of the gunshots hit the young FSU player in the back of the head, and it resulted in traumatic injury and brain swelling. Swelling that unfortunately made it difficult for medical teams to evaluate the damages of the wound. Unfortunately, there's this sort of thing in Tallahassee is just not unheard of, and this came from Everytown Research and Policy. It says 118 drivers and passengers died on American roads due to road rage related shootings in 2023. It should be said, however, that Everytown itself is an organization that is seeking to keep gunfire pew pews out of the wrong hands. So it makes it even more tragic when you think about it. Like, wow, all he was doing was just driving a car around a corner. It wasn't an argument, because at first I seen things that was like, oh, he was in an argument or whatever, and he was like, he did this guy. Like, it was none of that. It was no argument. There was no fight. There was just literally him in the car with his family member, and thank God he was in the car with a family member at the time who could, do what she needed to do to get him to, get him out of the car, get him into a safe spot to the hospital and all those things. But it's just very unfortunate. You just have to literally be careful in like everything. You have to be careful because nobody's seen this coming. Nobody's seen it coming. It's such a tragic accident. But I'm glad to report that he is currently in stable condition. And they haven't given any more word from there. But as the word come out, I definitely will be giving you guys updates on the story. It's such a tragic and sad story for this young man, freshman. So really a young kid that didn't deserve that. Okay. And since I'm already on the sad news, I will continue on with my sad news because this is what we do on the show. And this is what we talk about. So Sorber, he was a first round draft pick for the Thunder, and he will be out for the season due to a torn ACL. So his basketball career is over before it even begun professionally. So hopes for a speedy recovery with that. And a lot of people have a hard time bouncing back from injuries like your Achilles and your ACL. But let's just hope that he can bounce back from this. Let's just hope that moving forward, whatever he needs to do to get healthy within his legs, you can't play basketball without your legs. So he needs those legs. Okay, so that was that. And then we do have one more. No, actually we have two more. This is Rio Foster. Rio Foster is on the minor league team for the Angels. He was a prospect, and he was critically injured from a car accident. I'm not going to reach up and change my thing. I'm just going to bring it up here. Really, really bad accident. Um, and it was so bad that it says articles, because I like to give y'all the actual news and the tea. Los Angeles Angels minor leaguer Rio Foster is or was in critical condition after a car accident happening early Friday morning. The Angels said that he was involved in a car accident and that the outfielder is receiving medical care at a local hospital and remains in critical condition. He plays for the High A Tri-City Dust Devils and Pasco. Tri-City canceled the game against the Hillsborough on Friday after this accident happened because, I think that's just kind of the right thing to do. Like, you just cancel the act. You just cancel it. There was so much going on. It says Foster, 22 years old, was a 16th round pick in the 2023 draft out of Florence Darlington Technical College in South Carolina. He is batting .267 with 10 homers and 40 RBIs this season and was the Northwest League Player of the Month for August. The team came out and stated, "We're praying for the best. That's all we can do. Unfortunately, I'm working on limited information." That's what they were saying. And it was saying, what I do know is it's obviously way more important than anything about what we're doing today in terms of canceling the game. I'm just thinking about him and his family. He's a great kid. We had him in spring training. He was a little bit of a later round draft pick, and he's done some really good things. We saw him in spring training, and he was named Northwest League Player of the Month recently. So his career is in a good spot. So praying that he comes and he becomes stable. Praying that he becomes stable in this condition, that he comes out of this. But this is just really, really sad. 22 years old. The picture that I saw of the accident was horrific, and that's why I will not put it up here. But because it is sports related, I did want to bring it up. And again, prayers up to him and his family, like genuine. Okay, this is my last sad one. I promise. I promise. Marquette has lost two of their lacrosse players, these two gentlemen here, due to a fatal car accident right outside of downtown Milwaukee. Yeah, lots of car accidents, lots of things happening in the car. And I'm not saying this obviously to scare anyone. I'm saying this because I want to give my condolences and my prayers up to their families, because this is something that you just, again, especially when they're college students, you're sending your kids off to college, you're not thinking that you're ever going to get a call from college saying that something has happened to your child. I can't even fathom. I can't even think about that. Like, I don't even want to think about that, or think about how my mother must have been feeling all her time when I was in college, of just like making sure that anytime that I'm calling or anytime somebody is calling her, it's not about something bad or tragic happening to me. So I definitely I definitely feel feel for their families 100%. Okay. So these two, like I said, gentlemen, lost their lives, and there were other students injured from the crash. All right. And this happened on September the 5th, when there was a two-vehicle collision that not only ruptured the first month of school, this is what the article says, but it adds a tragic exclamation point to concerns about hazards on Milwaukee streets. Scott, um, hold on. Okay, hold on. Because for some reason the thing isn't doing what it was supposed to do. Scott M, I don't want to mess up his last name, but Scott M was 19 and Noah Snyder, 20, were killed in the crash at around 5 p.m. at North 27th Street and West St. Paul Avenue, not far from campus, according to the Milwaukee County Medical Examiner's Office. They both were members of the men's lacrosse team. And again, the university has confirmed on their Facebook page. Three of the four who sustained non fatal injuries were also lacrosse student athletes. They were treated and taken to the local hospital. And it said here that they held a mass for them Saturday afternoon. And they really just were, again, trying to console not only their families but the students that were involved, the students of the lacrosse team, and everybody else who had some type of knowing, liking, or relationship with the players. And it doesn't really give too many details about the actual accident and whatnot, but basically, um, police say that the police say that a 41-year-old driver who collided with the vehicle carrying the students has been arrested. No charges were filed as of Saturday, and they're pending review right now from the district attorney's office. So we don't know if the driver was intoxicated. We don't know if the driver was just driving too fast, if he was just distracted. We are unsure of exactly what is happening. They're still or have not released all of those details, but what we do know is that two students have tragically lost their lives in downtown Milwaukee, and apparently Milwaukee's street safety is an issue and concern, because I've seen plenty of articles that were saying like the Milwaukee streets are just not safe streets and something needs to be done. So hopefully this happening could, spark a fire underneath the district attorney's office, and they can really look into it and really figure out how they can best better suit their streets and their traffic incidents. So again, God rest their souls, prayers up to their family, and may they rest in peace. Okay. The heavy stuff. The heavy stuff is now past us, and we're going to move on. Okay? Boom. It's also kind of sad, but it's not that sad because she's still alive. She is well, but she is out indefinitely for the remainder of the WNBA season. So the Fever, we're looking forward to her coming back during, hoping to help them get to the playoffs. And unfortunately, that is just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Caitlin needs to focus on getting better. Caitlin has a lot going on right now, and basketball cannot be the center focus right now, as her health needs to be the one that she focuses on. And so many people were like, "Oh, what this mean for WNBA?" They're just like, "Well, she's been out for quite some time now, so the WNBA has been operating back to normal business. So it's not as if this is something that just randomly happened and it just suddenly just took her out of the game. She's been out of the game for some time." She's just now continuously going to be out of the game. So we are going to be looking forward to seeing her next season. She did drop her signature logo with Nike. I already did a video about that. Go check it out. But I think she can continue to focus on what she is doing outside of just healing and getting back to good health, so we can make sure we see her in the next season. So throw your hearts up for Caitlin. And we look forward to seeing what she can do and what she'll bring to the court in the next season. Okay. Boom. Next on here, somebody that's having a little bit of trouble. Seems like she's having a little bit of trouble. Is Angel Reese. Okay. So I had missed putting her on in a couple shows because I don't know. I just was missing it, right? So she was suspended from one game because she had reached her 8th technical foul. So she was suspended from the game, and they were like, "You need to work on your behavior. Stop getting technical fouls." I did see one where she kind of like punched somebody. Don't know if it was intentional or not. I'm not going to say it was intentional, but racking up those fouls, and they were like, "Your behavior is just unhinged. So you're going to be suspended." And then she sits in press conference and gets herself suspended for half of the game happening September 7th, which today. And she got suspended for the first half of that game because she essentially said her teammates suck and they need better players. And the staff was like, okay, we have to do something here because if we allow this type of rhetoric to be in our locker room, it's going to be toxic to the locker room and it's going to hurt those relationships, and we may be entering something where we may not be able to come out of, and that's not what we want. So they suspended her for the first half of the game. Is it the right move? Sure. I think that Angel needs some PR training and some media training. And yes, she's a really highly emotional player. She kind of wears her heart on her sleeve. She also just kind of shoots it straight. And that's probably the Baltimore in her. And that's okay. All of that is fine. But saying that your teammates suck and you need better teammates is probably not the statement you want to make. Because I mean, they probably could say, yeah, well, we do need better players on the team. We need better players that are not going to get 8 technical fouls and get suspended for a whole game when you know that we need them. If you're talking about you're the best player on this team, then you don't need to be get suspended for no games. That's probably what they could be saying back. Right? And we also have to understand that she's coming from LSU. LSU has been a winning program and she's used to winning, but also it's kind of like this is the game. You're going to lose time. You're going to lose some time. And you're on a team that everybody is not doing their very best, or they're just not there. Maybe y'all do need new players, but that's just really, you don't sit and you don't tell that to the media. I wouldn't do that. Mm-mm. And then she was saying, like she loves the game and she loves being in the WNBA, but she just basically wants to be on a winning team. And that's kind of giving like she wants out. That's what it's giving me. She wants out. She's tired. She wants out. She wants to go be with a winning team. And yes, there are historically good winning teams in the WNBA. The Las Vegas Aces, the New York Liberty, now the Minnesota Lynx. At some point, the Connecticut Sun were right up there with consistently being winning. Now the Atlanta, it has shifted down. The Atlanta Dream are winning. At one point, the LA Sparks. And so really, in my opinion, the teams rotate between goodness. Besides the Aces and maybe the Liberty, and we could throw Minnesota in there too, but really the Aces and the Liberty for a few years now have been at top of the two, right? So unfortunately, you're not there. But the other teams kind of float in. The Golden State Valkyries are really, really good. They just secured them a playoff spot, and this is their first year in franchise. So nobody knew that they were going to come in and wipe the floor. Everybody thought that the Indiana Fever were going to be way, way better than they were. So it's kind of like, you really can't give or take. You can literally go to another team and that team also be losing when you get there. So it's really one of those things of, I think that she could have had maybe a meeting with her coach, somebody else on the staff, by saying it behind closed doors, expressing her frustrations. I do think that she should have done that. I do not think that she should have basically got on the press conference, especially the media. The media is going to make it, they didn't even have to make it anything more than what it was this time because she made it out for herself. I don't really think that she should have said that. And that's just my 2 cents on it. And it's just like trouble in paradise. Like, this is not what you need, Angel. This is not what you need. You don't need, the media is already at your neck. Your teammates, you don't need to turn your teammates off or upset them or piss them off or sever the relationships you have with them, because these are your teammates and you need to be a good teammate, even if you feel like they suck. So they're just, her saying that gave me like a yikes moment. Like, ooh, yikes. Maybe she shouldn't have said that. Ain't no maybe. She should not have said that. But hey, to each his own. I hope that she stays out of trouble, because the next thing they're going to label her is a troublemaker. They're going to label her a bad teammate. They're going to label her some type of just like problematic person. They've already kind of done that already when she first came in and creating the extended beef between her and Caitlyn and everything, and her being problematic. And this only adds fuel to that fire. And I would hate to see that happening because there's so many other things that she could be getting highlighted for, except that like nobody is talking about the double doubles. Nobody is talking about the rebounds and the assists. Nobody's talking about that because we're talking about you yourself getting basically on national TV and just saying your teammates suck and you need better players. I wouldn't give them any more any more ammunition than they already have. And that's just what I think. All right, we're almost done, y'all. I had to put this up here. Pam Oliver is being inducted into the journalism. Hold on, we're gonna start over because I want to make sure I get the name absolutely right. Oh, okay. I was saying it wrong from the beginning. From anyway, so Pam Oliver is getting inducted into the Sports Broadcasting Hall of Fame. This this is so amazing to me. A lot of people wonder like, well, where'd you get this like passion or want to, want to get into sports and be in journalism or being a beat reporter on the sidelines or any type of thing working with telecommunications and broadcasting. And Pam Oliver is that reason. I remember watching her as a young kid and seeing her out there, and I'm like, wow, this woman looks like me from like skin tone color, brown, like brown milk chocolate out there. And she was just a trailblazer in this space. And she means everything to me. And I don't know her. And if I could just get one wish, like if I was a part of the Make a Wish Foundation, my one wish would be to have a day with Pam Oliver, to meet her, to talk with her, to get some insight from her. This lady has really motivated me and inspired me from every which way, from going to go get an education in college, from wanting to get into sports, from studying the game and building relationships and knowing what you're talking about and seeing some of the struggles that she went through, being out there, being a reporter. It's just like, I love this lady down. I love her down. And I am so happy that she is getting this achievement. She is obviously well deserved for being in this Hall of Fame. And I just wanted to give some congratulatory round of applause, claps for that. Because Pam Oliver is exactly who she thinks that she is. And that's on that. Okay? I just had to do that. Now we're going to jump back into college football because the AP poll, why is it always on there? The AP poll came out. College football week 3 came out. Boom! I was expecting it to come out on Tuesday. I talked about it last Tuesday on my Tuesday show, but here we are. It is here and it's upon us. And like I said before, the only team that I had really agreed at being at that top spot was Ohio State. They did play Grambling State University, and it was BTA. It was more than BTA. At what, 77-0? Whoa. Whoa. Okay. So great. The Nittany Lions won. LSU won. I am never really fully sold on Oregon. I just am not. But hey, okay. Miami continues to look good. I think Texas being behind Georgia, they got that one right. And Notre Dame being behind Georgia and Texas, they got that one right. Illinois is is the team to watch out for. I seen parts of their game. They look lights out. Same thing with Iowa State. They are playing with grit. They're playing with intentionality. They're playing with toughness. They are playing like they want to be. They're not going to be national champions, but they're playing like they want to be national champions, at least conference champions. That's how they're playing. They're playing lights out. They look really, really good. Really, really good. Tennessee has moved up. Thank you. Thank you. Ole Miss. I thought that Ole Miss was going to fall a little bit. They did win. They did beat Kentucky. They struggled a little bit though. Mizzou has found themselves down there. Utah has moved up. I didn't think that Utah was going to move up based off that performance, but okay. Michigan is on there. I don't. Okay. Okay. The bottom of this is a little shaky for me. USF being is 2-0, but I don't know if they should be up that high. That's just my opinion. But they did beat Boise and Florida, so it makes sense that they're on this 25. I don't know if it makes sense of them being that high. Maybe it is deserving, but them sitting in front of Alabama is embarrassing for Alabama. Alabama needs to get it together real bad. I do also like that South Carolina is ahead of Clemson. I do like that. They did have a really good game against South Carolina State University. Their special teams is special. South Carolina's special teams is special. Two back-to-back punt returns is crazy. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. I also love how they played their backup quarterbacks, giving them the development. Some of the other guys got to rotate in. I think that is a great way to develop the players, especially at the home opener. So I love that scheme. I'm just a fan of Coach Beamer. So literally, I don't think anybody can say anything to me that's going to make me dislike him. I just like him. He's a straight shooter. He tells you exactly how it is. He's not somebody that has the blindy lenses on when it comes to football. If the team is not playing or executing well, he says it. They go and try to change it and maneuver it. And special teams is his his baby, and they have really done some really special things on special teams, and I really, really love that. And I'm excited to see what else they do for the rest of this season. Oklahoma looked good. They looked good. They looked good. The Sooners looked good, but the Sooners have a shoo, man. They got a really tight and tough schedule coming up, so they have to really stay the course. They got to stay the course. They got some really hardcore teams that they're playing in the next 6 of 7 games. Back to back to back to back. Like every week they're getting hit by somebody who's up here. And the reason why it's such a tough schedule for all of them, but I'm specifically talking about the SEC. But the reason why the SEC is having such a tough schedule, like it's like nail bitings, like week to week to week, back to back to back, is because now there's 11 out of 25 teams that are in the SEC that are up here in the top 25. So I understand that NIL has leveled the playing field a bit. I understand that NIL has made the Big Ten more competitive. Absolutely. Never said that it didn't. But when you're looking at it, 11 of 25 teams in this top 25 are from the SEC. So they're still, okay, 11. 11. So Oklahoma is going to be playing just about every every team up here, and they're all ranked. And right now, they're in good positions to stay ranked. Although Mizzou's fighting for their lives and everything, but I mean they're looking really good. So 11 out of the 25 are SEC teams. That kind of speaks for itself. That's all I'm saying. I'm just the messenger. Okay? All right. And that's it's all the topics. I feel like I flew through them, so I still have time to watch a little bit of the game. They're in the second quarter, 12 minutes to go. Baltimore has scored, and Baltimore now has the ball back. So we're going to hop off of this. Sunday fun day. Lots of topics, lots of things I discuss. Thank you so much for watching and tuning in. Please hit the like button on this video. Hit the like button on the video. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell button. I know that it's kind of hard coming in right before the Sunday night football game comes on, but I had to get it done at some point. Had to get it done. But please make sure you're liking, sharing, and subscribing on all social media platforms at PG Love Sports. You can find it at Pretty Girls Love Sports. Thank you for all that you do. This is a really like one woman operation over here. So if you ever want to donate to it, please feel free. Anything is better than nothing. But I get on here because I love to do it anyway. But thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And I cannot wait to see you tomorrow night after we watch Monday Night Football. So I'll see y'all